Hi friends, let's continue our discussion. We are in the fourth module trying to understand how visualization helps us in achieving our goals, how it simplifies our data science activities, and so on. So, now let's see what data wrangling is. It's also known as data munging. It is the process of cleaning, transforming, and preparing raw data into a format suitable for analysis. It involves several steps to ensure that the data is structured, consistent, and ready for use in the analytical processes. So, the first thing is, why do we require such a thing? So, as we have seen in the earlier sessions, that the data is collected from various sources, maybe a primary source, maybe a secondary source. A primary source is the one wherein the data is collected by the group who are working on the current problem. So they know what they want, they know the format of the data and all those details, and hence they would be trying to collect the data in a better structured way, having consistency and all that. But the difficulty with the primary data is it is too costly, because collecting the data will be a big task. So every organization may not afford to have this activity, or every organization may not have sufficient resources to do so. The alternative is to use the secondary sources, wherein some other organizations have already collected the data for their own purpose, and they can share this data to us. But the problem here is the data may not be in the required format, may not be well structured, may not be consistent, because we are now collecting data from various sources, so that all the data we require is collected. The advantage is the data will be readily available anytime you want. Don't have to invest much time and resources on this, so we can directly jump into the next activity instead of spending time and resources on collecting the data. But yes, there are some problems, like they may not be well structured, they may not be consistent, because we are collecting data from various sources. So the next alternative is use this secondary data and prepare it to suit our problem. So that's where this pre-processing comes in, and that's where data wrangling plays an important role. So that's one of the important activity eh, to begin with. Now, looking at the data wrangling process, the first step is always to collect the data. It may be primary source, it may be secondary source where the data is available. If it is primary source, most of the data will be in our required format, but still maybe some problems here and there. But if it is secondary data, then definitely it won't be all the time in the format we wanted. Therefore, we need the next processes. So first thing is collecting the data. It may be from primary source, maybe secondary source, and so on. Once the data is made available, we need to clean the data. Just look at the various formats and see whether they are clear or not. Look whether any data is missing, or if any data has too much of difference from, so any outliers are there, missing values are there. So we need to take care of all this and make sure that now the data is clean. Since we are collecting data from various sources, they may not have the format as we require. So the best way is, so first decide the format in which we require the data, so that our next processes will be smoother to take place. And once our format is decided, then the data from various sources are transformed into our format. So that's the next step is to have data transformation, and once the data of various sources are transformed, the next step would be to integrate these data into one data set, because they are coming from various sources, so we need to integrate them into one data set. And once that is done, now look at the data. There may be some redundancy, so try to minimize the redundancy. So reduce the data and then put the data into proper format and enrich the data, and finally validate the data whether everything is in order or not. So that's the wrangling process. So we begin with data collection, and finally we create the data set in the best possible form for our future applications. So there are various tools and libraries available for visualization. So we don't have to start everything from the scratch. So we have many tools, libraries available for visualization. Let us see what all are available for us. From the Python world, we have Matplotlib, Seaborn, Plotly, Bokeh, Altair are some of the libraries available for data visualization. So we'll look in detail in the next module about the Matplotlib, and others have almost similar things. So some are better, some are more stronger. So various tools are available through these sources. The next language or the next world is R. It provides the tools like ggplot2, Plotly, ggv, visualization, leaflet, and so on. So we can use these for our benefit. So depending on the requirements, appropriate tools may be selected. More details we can get through their help. Then another important word is the JavaScript. Under JavaScript we have D3, that is data driven documents, chart, charts, Plotly, and from the Microsoft world we have Excel and BI tools. It is Microsoft Excel, Tableau, Power BI, and all such things. So there are many tools available today. So most of them are open source, and all the tools come with proper documents, so we can refer to them and try to use them for our maximum benefit. So that's some details about the data wrangling and various tools available. So next, let's start looking in detail about the various plots available for us to understand the insights of the data. So keep watching. Till then, see you. Bye.